back to my channel. I am very excited to have you with me. If you're new to the channel, a big welcome. Today's video is going to be a very fun one because I'm going to show you all my works in progress, which turns out it's a lot. Except for 2 coloring books, all my coloring books have at least 1 works in progress. So I'm going to move all these books to the side and I'm going to show you how many whips I actually have. And yes, so in no particular order, but I am starting from the smallest to the I'm starting with the smaller books, and then we'll just go into the normal size books. So this is Reptiliods, and it is a gorgeous coloring book. I like the quirkiness and the playfulness of this book. So in here I have 2 whips. This one here I'm busy basing in alcohol markers. One of my boys picked it out for me, and then I have another whip also picked by one of the boys, and it's this one. I'm also basing it in alcohol markers, and then I'm going to go over it with pencils. So those are my 2 whips in Reptiliods, a coloring book. Next up we have 100 Hugs by Chris Riddle. A brilliant author. If you haven't read his children's stories, they're absolutely exquisite, and he wrote a beautiful one with the Sugar Plum Princess. So, and Goth Girl is also really good. So I have this whip here, which I'm using Prismacolor pencils, and I just need to finish. I don't think I have any other whips in here. Might have one more, so let's have a quick flick through. Yeah, there's another one I started and for some reason haven't gotten around to finishing it. I'll just do a quick squiz this way. Yeah, so there's my 2 whips here, which brings me to 4 whips so far. Then I have Selena Fenech, Australian Animals, and I have 1 whip in here. So half of this book is being colored by my one son, and then I get the other half. And I have this whip here, which I'm using Arteses and Polys, and I think the paper just started frustrating me, so I stopped. Because it's Amazon paper, and I just clammed up, so I stopped coloring it. And I do have my notes here on the side to remind me what pencils I use, and a little bit of my swatching. So that is my 1 whip in Selena Fenech's Australian Animals. Next is Ken Matsuda's coloring book, a very beautiful coloring book, and I really love this book. But I do have a whip, and it is this one. And I can tell you Prismacolors are lovely on this paper. I think I also just started it and then got overwhelmed and I put it to one side. So that is my one and only whip in Ken Matsuda's coloring book. Next we have Momo Girl, another exquisite book. I love the artwork in this book. And I started this one, and then I think I was getting frustrated with the skin on the face, so I clammed up. I also got myself a bit lost in the colors I wanted to do, because I have here these holly berries, and they normally red and green, but I wanted to do like golds and pinks. So I decided to just freeze, and I haven't come back to this book. So that's my whip in Mama Girl. I think this is a girl with music. Then I have my one and only Jade Summer book, which is Chibi Girls. And my whip, I've got 2 whips here. This one I was just testing paint pens and getting a feeling for it. And I haven't come back to it. And then I have another one here. And I've been using markers and just coloring it with markers. And then I did skin with, I think it was Castle Arts. Either Castle Arts or Prismacolors. So that is my Chibi Girls by Jade Summer. Next we have Gracias Salvo, and I have this beautiful whip, and I'm finding I've been using polychromos except for the skin, and the polychromos on the leaves is just taking a really long time. So I think I'm just getting a little bit frustrated with it, so I've stopped it. And I've gotten myself lost. I don't know what color to do her dress in. So I might actually make it blue and pull in the blue, but this is for now one of my whips in Gracias Salvo's Wild Soul. Next up is Tanya Bergema Stilova's Nice Little Town 6. And in here, I started this flower but didn't get around to finishing it. And I was using the Castle Art pencils. A very sweet book, and for just some reason I don't seem to finish anything in it. And this is a more recent whip, so I've been using the Ohuhu markers as a bit of a base, and then I went over the parts with Prismacolors, and then I've gotten myself lost with the flowers. I don't know what color to do the flowers, so I've stopped coloring. My next whip is this one. I've been using Castle Art pencils. I've used a bit of Prismas and some markers here and here and here. And I come back to it and then I stop. It's just not holding me, so I move on to other things. Then I have this one. Again, I've been using Castle Art pencils. I know what to do for the pumpkins, but then I don't know what to do for the rest of it, so I stopped coloring. And the same for this one. I really was enjoying coloring this page, and then I didn't know how to finish the rest of the rocky area, so I stopped. And then here I was coloring this one. I think I did this with Inktense, and now I need to go over it with pencil. But again, I started coloring, got lost in my colored palettes and stopped coloring. So those are my whips in Nice Little Town 6 by Tanya Bergema Stilova. Next up is Erie's Romantic Country. Another beautiful book, and here I started this one. I was working with a coloring tutorial by artist DK Design, and so I'm planning on doing this whole page along with her, but I didn't get around to carrying on, so that's as far as I got. And then I have this double page spread, and I messed up the sky. I didn't get the sky gradient very well, so it's too one color. It's not varying in color, and I also got overwhelmed with all the details. So I panicked and I stopped coloring. So I haven't come back to Aries book yet. So that is what I've colored in Romantic Country and my whip. Then we have Lizzie Mary Cullen's The Magical City. And I've got 2 whips in here. This is one of them. So I've written down my pencils. I'm using Inktense only in here. And I just need to carry on with this page and pick up where I left off. I did get the shading of the building a bit too dark and not enough light areas, so I think that's also put me off a bit because I did it wrong and now I haven't come back to finish it. The next whip I have is one in Venice, which is this beautiful page here. And again, I got stuck. I didn't know how to finish it. I didn't know which parts are water and which parts aren't. And so I stopped coloring it. But I just need to sit down and finish it again. And I think that is all. Yeah, that is all my whips in the Magical City, which brings me up to about 20 pictures so far. Next we have Mythographic Paradise, and in here I have 2 whips. There's this one, which I whited out all the hidden objects with a white Posca pen, drew in the rest of the drawings, started working on it with polychromos and haven't come back to it. The next one I've got is this one, and I just need to finish working on the leaves, these flowers. But the thing with this one is just the amount of small details, and it's just taking me a really long time to get through them, so I moved on to other pages. And then I've got one more right at the back, which is here. I did come back to this one recently and I did the deer, and I think they did come out quite sweetly. But here this was where I didn't know I could hide the hidden objects. So I've got a lot of hidden objects that don't need to be in the picture. I can hide them. So I've gotten myself a bit lost because I haven't followed through the plans that I normally do now. So I don't know if this one will get completed or at what time it will. I have got it all planned on the other page, so I've planned it out so I know more or less how I want to do it. But yeah, I haven't come back to it properly yet, but at least I did do the deer, so that is an improvement. So that is Mythographic Paradise by Fabiano Attanasio. Next is Twilight Garden by Maria Trolle. And here I have 2 whips. I have this one, which I based in watercolor crayons, was the Castle Art watercolors, and I've started going over it with Arteses on this over here and the wool, and then polys with the cone flowers. I think they're called cone flowers. And I do have another one. That's not mine. This was a friend. So I don't count this one because a friend was coloring it. Let's see. I'm sure I have one more. No, not that one. Sorry guys, just want to make sure. Nope, it looks like I'm down to 1 whip. So that's an improvement. So yeah, just the one in Twilight Garden by Maria Trolle. Then we have Forest Girl by Aepoll. Now, I'm going to count them as whips, but I'm also not counting them because I was just doing skin tone. But since this is about being pages that I've started, I'll be honest. And I did the skin tone on this one. So that's 1. I started this one. I was following a color along live, a replay of a live stream by Color and Chat with Sammy. She was doing it with Neo Color 2s, and so I was carrying on with her, and then I think I just stopped and didn't go back to it. I think I could go back to it now without needing the video because I'm a bit more comfortable with Neo Colors. So we have that one. And let's see, I'm just going to pick the book up like this, flick through it a bit faster. I did do a few of the skin tones. So there I started something here. And you have this one, which is one I did start, but because I spilled coffee on it, I clammed up and stopped. So that one, yeah. So it's just those 4. So that's in Forest Girl coloring book. Then in Fragile World, I have my current whip. Somewhere, there it is, which is my axolotls. Hopefully we have them done by the end of the month. Which takes us up to about 30 whips. Next is Klara Markova. And in here I have just the 1 whip, which I'm currently working on, and that is this one. So this one I'm hoping to get done at least in September, if not before. So that is Klara Markova, Magical Delights. I do have a little whip in the flower year, and it's all the way in September. I had, when we were on holiday, I had a thing to color in fuchsias, so I started coloring a fuchsia flower, and I haven't been back since. I do have the colors written down, and I plan to use the same colors on the other page and bring them together. So that is my one and only whip in the flower year, but I know that I will finish this one. Next we have Drommenvanger by Tomislav Tomic, and I'm busy doing a double page spread. And it is this beautiful spread here. That's my whip in Drommenvanger by Tomislav Tomic. Next up is Goddesses by Martin Noble, and I have 1 whip in here, which I've also been working on this month, and it is this one. So I've already worked on some of the apples, the grass and the flowers. So slowly making progress on this one. So that is Goddesses by Martin Noble. Next we have Gnomes in the Neighbourhood, and I have 2 whips in here. This one, I got flustered with the flowers and stopped, so that's why it hasn't gone anywhere. I wanted to make these really dark, deep red flowers, and then felt I didn't have enough of a highlight, so I clammed up and stopped coloring. And then my other whip is this one, which you've been seeing some of my videos. It's getting a little bit messy, as you can see, but I'm hoping to finish it. I am a little bit stuck with the gnomes. I want to pull in the color palette. I don't want to go and make it work more colors, so I'm trying to work out how to do their clothes and their shoes, and I'm getting a little bit stuck with that. So I'm hoping to finish the snow and then take it from there. So those are my 2 in Gnomes in the Neighbourhood. Then I have 1 in the Sweet Shop by Chris Price, and I don't really see myself finishing or doing much in this book because it's got really thick black lines, and it's more of a watercolor book than it is a pencil book. But I will show you my whip if I can. So there you go. And I did this with Artesas, but then I just haven't had any desire to come back to it. Just found it very dark lined and thick and busy, almost too busy. So that is the Sweet Shop. Okay, so Tales from the Midnight Masquerade by Hanna Karlzon. I think it's just 2 pages. Just gonna double check. Yeah, so it's these 2, and I don't like anything about it. I think I made a poor choice in my background. I don't like how I did her eyelashes. I don't like her skin over here. I just think that I have messed up. So there you have it. So at some point I will hopefully overcome feeling like I've messed up the pages, come back to it and fix it. But it may take me a good year, maybe 2, before I come back and sort it out. I like her skin tone, and I just don't know what to do, what color hair to give her. I don't know if I need to give her brown hair, or I don't know. So I'm lost on her, and I hate what I did here. So that's my story for these 2 in Hanna Karlzon's Midnight Masquerade. Then we have Tales from the Forest Kingdom, and I think I only have 1 whip in here, so let's check. So the first one I've definitely got is this one, and I was using Derwent Graffitints, I think, on the trees and on the grass, and then I think I just clammed up and didn't know what I was doing and stopped. So it's not ruined, I just stopped coloring in it. And let's check if there's any more. I don't think I've got any whips in here other than that one. Yeah, so it's just that one, so that's good. Tales from the Forest Kingdom. Then I have Magical Dawn, which was my first Hanna Karlzon book, so it does have the most whips, and even this has improved a little bit. So let me find it for you. So these are all done. So there's this one, the cat, which I was testing, I think, the prismas on, and then I just panicked because it was a lot of fur and doubted myself, so I stopped coloring in it. I have found other people's colorings of this page where they've turned it into realistic cats and absolutely stunning, so I want to use them as inspiration, but I'm putting this one off because I'm not ready for it yet. And then we have this one, which has been a whip for a really long time. I did an oil paint background and castle arts on the flowers and the bugs, but I need to fix some of the flowers and carry on with it, but I'm not sure about the colors, so yeah, I'll eventually get to it. I haven't written it off. Very few of my pictures have I written off. It's really just that one. Then I've got this one. So I want to do her with pink hair, and possibly, I'm not sure what to do with her clothes, but this is another whip. Then I have this one here, which I just need to finish up. So I need to do a feather, make a blue bottle, and then I have this crown, and I'm doing it the opposite. So I'm doing green flowers, and I'll do colored leaves. So I might do purple leaves, and I'm just trying to do it differently for a change. And then this was a color along with Zucchini Kitty I was doing. I just changed the colors and I haven't been back to it, so I should actually just pull up her color along and just complete it with the color along and just learn from there. This is a whip I'm doing with my mom, so again it's going to be it will take a while to finish that one, and but I really like how we did the crystals. And then I have this whip here, which I'm really hoping to finish soon. I just need to finish her hair and her jewelry, and then she will be done. And that is all my whips in Hanna Karlzon's book, The Magical Dawn. Next we have Teresa Goodrich. I have 3 of her books. So in Country Charm, I have 1 whip, technically 2. I just have to find it for you. Sorry about this. So it's this train, that is one of my current whips, and technically I started this page, you can see very slightly, so technically 2 whips. So that's in Country Charm coloring book by Teresa Goodrich. Then I have Country Gardens, and I'm really struggling to actually color in this book. I find the flowers very intimidating. But I have this whip, and I have this whip. So I have these 2 whips in Country Gardens by Teresa Goodrich. Next I have Enchanted Christmas coloring book, and in here I have this whip. I started it with castle art pencils and hated the way the castle arts reacted to the paper. And then I have, it might have fallen out, but I do have another Christmas whip from this book. But I did take it out the book, so it might be somewhere else. There we go, I found it. I put it in a sleeve just to keep it protected. So it is this one, which I based with watercolors and have gone over with pencil. So that is my Teresa Goodrich whips. Next we have Kingdom of Curious Creatures by Kanoka Igusa. And in here I have just the one whip, and it is this one. And here I just I was trying to go for a pink themed bedroom, and then I panicked that I'd done it all wrong and I didn't know how to do a pink duvet, so I clammed up and haven't gone back to it. So yeah, that's my one and only whip in Kanoka Igusa's Kingdom of Curious Creatures. Next up is Reise, durch, Europa, and in here I think I only have 2 whips. Which is this one, and I'm really enjoying coloring in this page. It's such a lovely page to color. So I'm slowly making my way through it, and then I have one more, and it is this one, and I'm just not 100% sure how I want to do the buildings and all the rest, and I've seen some really beautiful colorings of this page, and I've fallen into the trap of comparing myself. So yeah, now I'm a little bit stuck, but I will get unstuck. But those are my 2 whips in Reise, durch, Europa by Rita Berman. Then I have Die Welt, Unter, Lupe-zu, Lande by Rita Berman, and in here I do have at least 1 whip. Alright, I have this one. I started it with Inktense pencils and I just didn't like how it reacted, so I put it aside and just don't want to come back to it. I was also using castle art pencils. And then I have this one, which I used as a bit of a tutorial just to show how to color different berries and different leaves. And that is all my whips in Rita Berman's books. Next we have Anastasia Eli Caldereva's books, and we're going to start with When Dragons Dream. And in here I have this whip, which I'm doing with Arteza pencils, and I really like how they work on this paper. I like the colors I've picked. Because they're so big, it takes me a while, so I stop and start. So I have that whip. I have this one. I was trying to do like a mother of pearl effect here, and I'm not sure I'm getting it right, so I haven't really worked much on this page. And then I have this one here, which I started, and haven't finished. I just got to go carefully, make sure I get all the pages. And then we have my blackberry dragon. I bring it over like that. So, and I've been working with Prismacolors and building up the colors really slowly. So, but I think I'm going to base the leaves in Inktense and then go over it with pencil. That seems to work much. Speeds it up a bit more, otherwise it's just really layer upon layer upon layer. So there's that one, and I think that might be all my dragon whips. Yep, so it's just those 3 in Anastasia Elicolderivas When Dragons Dream. Next we have Mysteria, which I'll do first instead of a Maritime, because I think I only have 1 whip in here. And it is this one. So that is my one and only whip in Anastasia Elicolderivas Mysteria, and I'm doing a whole series of color alongs for this page, but I will only publish them when I'm finished because I want to be able to give it to you in one go. So all I really have to do is do a video on the hair, and then I need to do the necklace and the bird. So yeah, she's coming along. I'm very pleased with her. She's probably one of my better portraits. So yeah, she'll look really beautiful when we're done. So that's Anastasia Elicolderivas Mysteria. And then I have a Maritime. So in here I have this whip. I've based her in alcohol markers, and I need to go over and just complete it and build up the colors. I really liked how alcohol markers worked on this paper, and I didn't get much bleed through. I mean, and the other page was fine. Then I have this whip, and I'm very proud of this page with this particular portrait. I used a Chris Cheng tutorial and adapted it to this portrait. So I used a tutorial for the hair and for the skin. The flowers and the background are my own idea, but I also use Anastasia Elicolderivas her coloring version of this for where to put the highlights on the neck and the back and the chest. So I'm being very careful not to rush this page because I'm so proud of it. I don't want to mess it up. Then we have this one, which I did mess up. It's got too many clouds in the background, and all I really need to do is just finish her skin, these flowers and the jewelry, and then she'll be done. But yeah, I like her, and I'm disappointed that I did too many clouds. But anyway, you gotta learn. I was following a bit of a tutorial for a different page, a different coloring page, and I was trying to adapt it to this page, and I think I just got a bit carried away. And then is that all? Yeah, so that is all my whips in Anastasia Elicolderivas books, and that is also all my whips, approximately 73 whips over the past 2 years. Some of them are newer whips, some of them are older whips, but yes, and as you can see throughout, a lot of it I just get lost with my planning, my color planning, and also sometimes I make mistake and I don't really know how to recover from it. I hope you found this video entertaining. I hope that you also find it encouraging, and the whole point was just to have some fun, to just show you kind of like what doesn't get colored and what eventually gets colored, but also everything has a time, and it all gets done. Out of all of those pages, there's probably only at least one that I can't see myself finishing. All of them I know at some point in time I'll get to completing them. But yeah, there you have it, 73 whips over the course of 2 years and a few months. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know also which whip you would like to see me finish first, and together we can, well, I can slowly chisel away at all these whips and hopefully do in a few months time another one, or at the end of the year, and hopefully we'll see this number reduced. So thanks so much. This was a fun video, and I will see you in the next video. Until next time, take care.